My son thinks we visit the fire station every year because he loves the trucks. The men there have never once let me pay for their coffee. Oliver was 7 now, and every January he'd start asking about it a full week early. Is it fire truck day soon? Can I sit in the big one again? I'd say yes, same as always, and I'd pack a tin of the coffee they liked and pretend it was just a fun outing. We pulled into the lot at 9 a.m. Oliver was out of the car before I'd killed the engine, running for the open bay door. Whoa, slow down, little man, Captain Alvarez called, catching him mid-sprint and swinging him up. Alvarez had gone gray at the temples since last year. You got taller. What are they feeding you? Trucks, Oliver said, dead serious, and the whole crew laughed. I carried the coffee tin to the kitchen counter. There was a new guy this year, young, buzzed hair, still had that eager rookie look. He saw me setting it down. Oh ma'am, you didn't have to. Actually, we've got a coffee fund jar. It's $5 if you want to. Whitaker? Alvarez said it flat from across the bay. Not loud, just enough. The rookie stopped. I was just, she doesn't pay, ever. Alvarez set Oliver down gently and walked over. Not for coffee, not for anything. You understand me? Whitaker looked between us, confused, then nodded fast. Yes, Cap. Sorry, ma'am. I gave him a small smile so he wouldn't feel bad. He couldn't have known. None of the ones who cycle through do, until somebody tells them. Oliver was already climbing into engine 4, gripping the wheel, making the sound with his mouth. Alvarez handed me a mug I hadn't paid for. He's a good kid, Alvarez said quietly. Spitting image. Don't, I said, but I was smiling. That's when Oliver went quiet. He'd climbed back down and wandered to the far wall of the bay, the one I always steered him away from, the wall with the framed photos and the brass plaque under the flag. He was standing in front of it, head tilted up. Oliver, I said, come see the ladder, they'll let you. Mom, he didn't turn around. There's a picture up here. The whole bay had gone still. Alvarez looked at me. Whitaker looked at Alvarez. I crossed the floor. Oliver was pointing at the photo in the center, the one they'd hung the year it happened. A man in turnout gear, helmet under his arm, grinning like he'd just won something. Who's that? Oliver asked. That's a very brave man, Alvarez said before I could speak. His voice had changed. Oliver squinted at the brass plaque bolted beneath it. He'd only just learned to read the hard words, and he sounded them out slow. In memory of. He stopped. His finger moved to the name engraved below. Stephen? He frowned. Then his mouth stopped working right. Stephen? That's Mom. That's our name. The rookie set down his mug. Mom, why is our name on the wall? I got down on my knees next to him right there on the concrete. Alvarez stepped back and gave us the space. He'd been waiting 7 years for me to do this and never once pushed. Oliver, I said, you know how I told you your daddy went away when you were a baby? He nodded, still staring at the photo. He didn't just go away. He worked here, with these men. He drove that truck, the one you like, engine 4. My voice was doing something I couldn't stop. When you were 2, there was a fire. In our house. In your room. Oliver turned and looked at me now. He was off duty. He wasn't even supposed to be the one. But he went in, and he found you, and he handed you out the window to Captain Alvarez. I looked up. Alvarez had his hand over his mouth, and then the ceiling came down before he could get out. The bay was silent except for the tick of a cooling engine. He saved you, I said. That's why we come. That's why they won't ever let me pay for a single thing. It's not because of the trucks, baby. Oliver looked back up at the photo, at the grinning man in the helmet, then at me, then at the whole crew standing there. Every one of them watching this boy finally understand who he belonged to. That's my dad, he whispered. That's your dad. Oliver walked up to the wall, stood on his toes, and pressed his small hand flat against the glass over his father's face.